Hi, I'm Alexis and I have hyperhidrosis. I think the earliest memory I have with it was when I was around the age of 5 and I was at my great grandma's with a few of my other cousins and we were playing a video game and I just had a turn, so I gave the controller to someone else and they mentioned how the controller was wet and I felt very bad and I didn't know why I was so sweaty and nobody else was. So I just have kind of I don't know, just dealt with it. And in school, when you're writing with the paper and the pen or pencil, this area, if your hands sweat, it rubs on the paper obviously because you're writing and it will smear the ink or the pencil lead and you get the marks on your hand. And the paper would sometimes have puddles from my sweat dripping or the paper would rip. So if you would wear a sweatshirt, and kind of pull it over and try to grip onto it and write, it wouldn't be as bad, but that was only really beneficial when it was cooler out. So I just was kind of dealing with it, and it wasn't until the age of maybe 15 that I actually found out the name hyperhidrosis, and I found out that it was a thing and that there are treatments for it. So I started the dry sol, and that did not work. I think I tried a cream also, but it did not do anything. And then I bought an iontophoresis machine, and it did work for a bit, but then it stopped. I think maybe I wasn't doing it as long as I should be or as often, but then I was on glycopyrrolate, and it was manageable, my sweating and the medication, because even though it did dry out your eyes, you just use eye drops, and if you're not on that high of a dose, your eyes will be fine with the eye drops. But I was on that for years, and then this summer in June I went to Poland for work. I went as an au pair, and this was my first time this far into Europe. And as soon as I got there, my sweating was just horrible. Before, I would only sweat on my hands and feet, bad, but when I was there, my armpits started to sweat also. My butt, it is gross, but my butt started to sweat. I was in line outside somewhere and I felt this wetness dripping down the back of my leg. I'm oh my God, it's sweat. This is disgusting, it's never happened. And it just kind of, forced me to up my dose because I couldn't deal with that the whole time I was there. And I had vertigo. I didn't know it when I was there. I just didn't know what was wrong. But I had that since the 11th of July, pretty much all day. And I flew home the end of July, and I had to get assistance in the airport because I was so dizzy I could not walk. And when I got back, I seen a doctor and they told me it was vertigo, and I started treatment for that. But then I had an appointment with my dermatologist also for a follow-up, and I mentioned it to her, and she thought maybe the medication, the glycopyrrolate, caused the vertigo because it dries out your whole body, and the vertigo deals with the crystals inside your ears, and she thought maybe since it dries out your whole body, it messed with the crystals. So I was told to stop taking it and see if it works, it makes the vertigo go away. And I did do that, but the vertigo did not get as bad. It went away kind of, but I started sweating worse. And before, I was able to manage it by wearing thick cotton socks, but now even that I wear them, my hands still drip, which is not how it was before. And my armpits, the back of my thigh started to get sweaty, and my butt, it's just gross. So I was doing some research in a support group I'm in on Facebook for hyperhidrosis, and other people have mentioned taking the magnesium has helped, taking the vitamin D. So I've been taking those, but no luck so far. Maybe it just hasn't been long enough, or maybe it's just not gonna work for me. I've been trying to drink more water. I don't know if that would really help. I know you should anyway, but I know going gluten-free has helped people, so that's another thing I will maybe try. I have been trying to stay off the medication because I know it's not good for you, and I'm kind of like scared to even take it anymore because if like the vertigo happens again, and it's been like over a month that I've had it, and I don't want it to happen again. But I've been kind of forced to at least take it like once in a while, like once a week or something, just to kind of dry me out for a little bit, because otherwise I just sweat so bad, and it's just not very enjoyable, and it's not as easy to control as it was before. I did get samples of the Qbrexza before my trip, and that worked like wonderfully, and I put it on my hands, feet, and armpits, and it was awesome. It worked very good. So I got some more of those when I got back, thinking maybe it would work again, but it does not do anything now. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna see someone else about other treatments. I know they offer hyperhidrosis, so maybe I'll try that with a doctor's help. Maybe it will like work, but otherwise, I know like there's surgeries and Botox, but I really am not a needle person, and the Botox, I know you have to get it done every 4 to 6 months, and it hurts very bad. Surgeries, I don't like needles in the first place. I don't really want a surgery, and reading more about it, I find out that they deflate a lung, which is kind of like a big thing for me. Like, they deflate a lung, kind of scary, and I've read that someone's died from that. It's just really scary, and maybe it is my anxiety that's really making it worse because of the vertigo. Like, I'm really anxious when it gets bad, but just, I don't know, not really enjoyable, and I'm gonna see what's out there for other treatments. I am starting school in the fall, so I have maybe 3 weeks until school starts. I'm doing it online, and I'm going for family history research. And I'm very excited because genealogy has been something I've been like super interested in since I was 10. In doing this, getting a degree will help me hopefully get like jobs, like maybe through Ancestry or someone else. And I should have done it a long time ago, but I was very happy to find out about the scholarship, because you never hear about scholarships for people that sweat. It's usually like, like based on good grades, like you get a scholarship, or like sports stuff, not hyperhidrosis. So I was like, wow, you know what? I think I'll apply. And so it's the first time I've actually like submitted a video to get a scholarship. So we'll see how it is. It's a cool experience either way, and it's nice to like kind of tell my story, and maybe someone else, if they watch this, they can relate, or maybe they have had vertigo and they didn't really put 2 and 2 together, like maybe it's a medication or something they're doing that's causing it. So maybe it will kind of like help someone else also, or maybe like, they don't know about support groups on Facebook, they'll find out about it now, and other options. So thank you, and I guess that's it.